My name is Ariana. I was 29 years old when I met William. He was a very kind man. We met at a friend's wedding party. I saw him across the room, and when he walked over to me, we began talking. We talked for a long time that night about our lives, our dreams. The next day he called me, and soon we were talking every day. We met for coffee, watched movies. He understood me, listened to me, and treated me so well. I loved him, and he loved me. One evening we were walking in the park when he suddenly stopped, took my hand, and asked me to marry him. My heart raced. I smiled and said yes. We planned a small wedding with just our family and close friends. I felt like the happiest woman in the world, ready to start a perfect life. But life after the wedding was different. It wasn't the happy life I imagined. William's mother, Claudia, was a problem. She lived close and came to our house almost every day without calling. She'd bring food sometimes, but mostly she brought her opinions and her control. She told William what to do: eat more vegetables, sleep early, wear a jacket. And William always listened like a child, not like a husband. I was there, too, in that house, but I felt invisible. Claudia hardly spoke to me. She'd talk about me to William, even when I was in the room. I tried to be kind, to be a good wife, but she made me feel small. Slowly, our house didn't feel like mine. It felt like hers. Every day she came, took all of William's attention, and made me feel more and more lonely. One day at lunch, she looked at me and said, "Ariana, you're lucky to be William's wife." Many girls wanted to marry him. I stayed quiet, but her words hurt me. I began noticing that William was coming home late more often. He'd always say he was with his mother. I was worried. I felt like she was more important than me. I lived with my husband, but I felt very alone. One night, I told William how I felt. I said, "William, I feel lonely. Your mother is always here. I feel like you're not my husband sometimes." He sighed and said, "Oh, Ariana, you're too sensitive. Mother just wants to help." He didn't understand. He thought I was just complaining. I was alone in this marriage. I felt empty. We started arguing more and more. I cried many nights. I began thinking, was this marriage really for me? After one really bad fight, I decided to leave. I packed my bag at night, planning to go before William woke up. But in the morning, I felt sick. I had a strange feeling in my stomach. I took a pregnancy test. My hands were shaking as I waited. Then I saw the result. It was positive. I was pregnant. Tears filled my eyes. A baby. Our baby. Maybe William would change. Maybe his mother would leave us alone. This baby gave me hope. I decided not to leave. Not now. This baby was my last hope. I planned to tell William that night. That afternoon, I cleaned the house and cooked William's favorite meal, chicken and rice. Then I lit some candles to make the room look romantic. Suddenly, the front door opened. It wasn't locked, and Claudia walked in, as always, without knocking. My happiness was gone in a second. She entered the living room and froze when she saw the romantic setup, the candles, the dinner. "What is this?" she asked angrily. I took a deep breath and said, "Claudia, I'm pregnant. I'm going to have a baby." She stayed quiet for a moment, then gave a strange, angry laugh. "Pregnant? No, it can't be William's baby." She shouted. "Yes, of course it is," I replied. "What are you saying?" Her face turned red. "You bad girl. You lied. You did this to trap my son. You can't have his baby." I was shocked. I was William's wife. Then suddenly she raised her hand and slapped me hard on the face. My cheek burned, my head hurt, and tears came. I stood there shaking. She had slapped me. William's mother hit me in my own house after I told her I was pregnant. I don't know how long I stood frozen. Claudia was still in the room, still angry. Then the door opened. William came home. He saw everything. The dinner, the candles, me crying, holding my face, and his mother standing there. "What is happening?" he asked. I tried to speak. She slapped me. I whispered, pointing at Claudia. William looked at her. "Mother, did you hit Ariana?" he asked. She answered, "Yes, I did, William. She says she's pregnant, but I don't believe her. She's trying to trap you. I had to stop her." William looked at her, then at me. My face was red and wet with tears. Then William said, "I believe Ariana." Claudia got very angry. "What did you say?" she asked. "I believe Ariana," William said. "She's my wife. This is my baby. If you choose her over me," Claudia shouted, "you will no longer be my son. If I have to choose, then I'm not your son anymore," William said quietly. Claudia screamed, said more angry words, and left, slamming the door behind her. William walked to me and said, "Ariana, I'm so sorry." I cried in his arms. We stood there for a long time, holding each other. After that day, Claudia didn't call for weeks, and William didn't call her either. The house felt peaceful without her. William. And I began talking again about everything. He said sorry for not seeing how his mother had hurt me. He promised to put me and our baby first. It wasn't easy, but we began to heal. He tried hard to be a better husband. We went to the doctor together. We saw our baby on the screen. 8 months later, our baby boy was born. William looked at me and said, "Thank you, Ariana. You gave me everything." Our baby brought joy and love into our home. One day my phone rang. It was Claudia. She asked if she could visit the baby. William said it was my choice. I said yes. She came a few days later. She looked thinner and older. I took her to the baby's room. She looked at her grandson and said he looks like William. She had tears in her eyes. Then she looked at me and said, "Ariana, I was wrong about everything about you, about the baby. I'm very, very sorry." I nodded. That was enough. She understood. Now we didn't become close, but things became peaceful. She never hit me again. She called before coming and stayed quiet while she was here. And William, he never left my side again, even when things feel broken. Love and courage can fix them. Family is not just about blood. It's about respect, support, and standing together. If you like this story, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.